Magandang araw po mga kaibigan. Ngayon pong araw na ito, makakausap natin si Secretary Narzalina Lim. Siya po yung dating Secretary ng Department of Tourism noong mga nakalipas na taon. At isa po siya sa mga nagbabantay sa sistema sa turismo natin sapagkat meron po siyang Asia Pacific Projects. Ito po yung isang ahensya na tumutugon sa pangangailangan ng mga dumadalaw sa Pilipinas. Magandang araw po, Secretary Nars.
Magandang araw naman, Melo.
Mabuti po at nagkaroon kayo ng pagkakataong makausap ngayon. Makikibalita lang ako sapagkat nagkaroon na ng pagbabago sa sistema matapos yung lockdown. Ano pong nakikita ninyong katayuan ng turismo sa mga panahong ito?
Nako, hindi pa maganda, Melo. Kasi marami pang kung sa domestic tourism, marami pa mga destinations na hindi nag-a-accept ng mga domestic tourists, ano? Kasi natatakot din sila na baka meron pang COVID. Lalo na sa foreign inbound tourism, bumagsak talaga for the first 6 months of this year. If we had 4 million plus from January to June in 2019, itong 2020 from January to June, mga 1 million plus lang. At kadamihan nun, January to February, kasi March nag-lockdown na tayo, di ba?
Opo.
Oo. So talagang bagsak na bagsak, pati yung ating mga revenues, yung mga dollars na natatanggap natin sa mga tourist, nawala na rin.
Opo. Normally po ba magkano po ang ginagastos ng isang turista sa Pilipinas?
If I remember right, yung last visitor survey, mga $130 a day.
$130 a day.
That's for hotels, for tours, for transportation, for food. Yun. Oo.
At gaano po karami ang umaasa sa industriya ng turismo sa inyong pagkakaalam?
Yung employed, but about almost 6 million. 5.7 million are employed in the tourism industry directly, directly. So meaning sa hotels, sa travel agencies, sa mga tour operators, transport, pero indirectly, mas marami. Yung mga nagsa-service sa mga hotels in terms of supplying food, supplying flowers, construction workers, building new hotels and buildings. Maraming backward linkages kasi yung turismo eh. So, yung indirect is even bigger than the direct.
Opo, sa ganitong pagkakataon, binanggit po kasi na noong nakalipas na taon ayon sa World Data Atlas, 24.7% ang iniambag ng tourism sa gross domestic product. Pero ayon po sa Philippine Statistics Authority, about 13% lamang ang naiambag sa GDP. Ano po kaya magiging impact nitong COVID-19 sa gross domestic product?
Bababa yung ating, di ba the NEDA announced that we
negative 16.5.
5%. Kasama na dyan yung turismo. Kasama na yung contribution ng turismo, which contributed about 13% of GDP in 2019, no? So, 5.7 million people out of jobs is contributing to the 17.5% ang unemployment rate.
Opo.
Kasama na yan dyan yung 5.7 million tourism workers.
Opo, dun sa isang panayam natin some months ago, nakasama natin yung isang empleyado, si Hesi Larcia ng Manila Peninsula. Tinawagan ko siya kanina pa lamang, kako, kumusta, may trabaho na ba? Ang sabi niya, Melo, yung management sa Hong Kong ayaw pang isugal ang kalusugan ng mga kawani. Kaya sarado pa kami. Sabi ko, kumusta ang inyong sweldo? Yung 13th month namin, yun ang pinasahod sa amin ngayon. Sa susunod na buwan, wala na ba sweldo? Sabi niya, baka yung bonus i-advance na namin. Sana magbukas na para makabalik na sa normal ang trabaho. Ilan po kaya mga hotel ang ganito ang pananaw na hindi muna magbubukas para makaiwas sa posibleng karamdamang dulot ng COVID-19?
Alam ko po, yung mga hotel sa Metro Manila, nabubuhay lang sa mga OFWs na bumabalik. Kasi yung OWA, yung Overseas Workers
Workers Welfare Administration.
Administration, ang nagbabayad sa mga hotel sa stay ng OFWs during the quarantine period.
Opo.
So, ilang floors ng mga Metro Manila hotels na sumali sa itong programa ng OWA ang bukas.
Mhm.
Para sa mga returning OFWs, by the thousands yan, ano?
Opo.
So, may negotiated rate po sila na I think kung 4-star hotel, 3,500 per day kasama na yung 3 meals. Kung hindi ka 4-star, mga 1,800. Yun ang pagkaalam ko.
Opo.
So, dyan sila nabubuhay. But, just enough to break even and to employ X number of employees. Hindi full employment yun, ano?
Mhm.
Kasi walang dine-in eh.
Opo.
Puro hinahatid sa kwarto yung pagkain. Puro packed lunches. Oo.
Opo.
So, yung iba naman na hotels, yung mga BPO workers na bilit doon kasi para hindi na sila mag-shuttle. So, ibang floors is dedicated to BPO workers. Diyan sila nabubuhay. Pero yung peninsula talagang saradong-sarado. No?
Mhm.
Oo.
Meron daw take out lang. May take out. Oo. Opo.
So, alam ko, ang Boracay, nag-announce na si Secretary Berna Puyat at saka yung governor na baka magbubukas na itong December or October. Oo. So, may mga ilang hotels na resorts na doon na accredit, binigyan accreditation to operate, certificate of operations.
Opo. Doon po sa pinakahuling datos, 144,795 OFWs have been repatriated by the Department of Foreign Affairs. So malaking bilang din ito mula noong Pebrero. 144,795. Pero katulad po ng 100 islands, nagbukas na rin sila pero pang locals. Yung aking mga kasama sa China Central Television would like to do a feature. Nung tinanong ko kung paano ang sistema, stricto pa rin sila sa galing sa ibang lugar. Sa Baguio, bagaman at gusto na rin nilang ma-feature yung Baguio sa tourism, ang problema po kailangan pa ng clearance sa health department dito sa Maynila. Pagdating doon, dapat meron pa ring swab. Pagdating doon, may triage. So, paano po ito? Don't you think there should be a unified program to address itong mga dadalaw sa iba't ibang lugar sa bansa?
I think there should be a unified program kasi nakakalito, kahit na dito sa Tagaytay, I live here, this is a really tourist place kasi mga people from the National Capital Region come here, to breathe the fresh air, to look at Taal, to in the many restaurants, buy souvenirs. Kahit dito, hindi nga makakapasok yung mga residente na may mga bahay dito sa aming subdivision. Kasi kailangan sila ng health clearance sa kanilang barangay at saka travel pass from PNP. Kung sila na nga, may silang may-ari ng mga bahay dito, ayaw pa papasukin, paano naman yung mga day visitors, no? Hindi talaga So, at saka yun, iba-iba yung mga requirements ng LGUs.
Okay.
At saka yung barangay, mas pa nga yung mga barangay. So, kanya-kanyang diskarte So, this is a real disincentive. Oo, nata-turn off talaga yung mga tao mag-travel kung gano'n.
Opo. So, hindi pala travel ito, trouble pala. It gets to be troublesome for one to travel.
It's too much trouble. Yeah, one of our homeowners went to Makati City Hall to try and get a travel pass. 5 hours, hindi pa siya tapos. Sabi niya, never mind, I will not go anymore. I will not go out anymore.
Really?
These people live in condominiums. They want to, breathe fresh air. take in some sunshine. Hindi, mahirap. So, if locals and residents cannot even travel to Tagaytay, how much more tourists, di ba?
Opo.
So, the first one to open was Western Visayas, no? Because the last time we spoke, Iloilo was really handling the COVID cases very well. There were very few COVID cases, and it seemed that they were managing it very well. And so the mayor and the governors of Panay agreed that there would be tourism between the different provinces of Panay to Boracay. Ngayon, medyo Iloilo has many cases, and 2 hospitals have already announced they're full. They're not accepting any more patients. So I don't think the Boracay people will be very confident if there are Ilonggos traveling to Boracay by land. Oo.
Nako. Yung pong Bayanihan 1, may nagawa po kaya para sa tourism sector? Yung una.
Wala yata. I don't think we got anything from there, but in Bayanihan II, which we hope will be signed this coming week, it will be ratified supposedly by the House tomorrow, ratified already by the Senate. There is 6 billion in soft loans for small, medium, and micro enterprises, which they can avail of through the Small Business Corporation of DTI. And then there will be cash for work money from DOLE, about 3 billion worth.
Do you think this is enough?
No, it's not enough. For such an important contributor to the GDP as tourism, it's not enough, but at least it's something.
No. Now, what about the budget for toilets and the like?
No, you must have read or heard Senator Drilon say that, no?
Yeah.
Kasi, yung Senate version of the Bayanihan II really had 10 billion for the tourism sector earmarked. Because Bayanihan II is meant to alleviate small, medium, and micro enterprises by giving them soft loans, working capital, etc. para bumangon naman sila.
Opo.
Kaya lang, yung version ng House of Representatives, pinalitan nila. They wanted 10 billion lalagay for tourism infrastructure na ilalagay sa Tourism Infrastructure Enterprise Zone Authority, which is the infrastructure arm of DOT. So umalma ang tourism stakeholders at saka yung DOT, nag-position paper sila na hindi namin kailangan ng infrastructure ngayon. Kasi wala ngang tourism activity. Kailangan namin bumangon. Give us a lifeline kasi life support na nga kami. Marami na talaga nagsara. And many more will close if they're not given a lifeline. So, yun ang sinasabi na kailangan daw ng mga toilets, mga ano. Meron naman talagang infrastructure plan ang TIEZA and DOT. Ang chairman ng TIEZA is the Tourism Secretary. Meron naman talaga silang infrastructure program. Hindi na kailangan ang mga kongresista mag-medal pa kung anong infrastructure ang ilalagay. So yun, that was the big contention. No?
Okay. I can understand. Dahilan sa kung yun idadaan sa ganong sistema, chances are parang pork barrel na naman ito.
Sigurado, pork barrel talaga. In fact, I came out with a statement. I said, this is a shameless move on the part of Congress to embed pork barrel. I mean, people are dying, people are hungry, people have no jobs, people are sick, and they want to put 10 billion in infrastructure in TIEZA. It doesn't make sense unless you you look at it from the point of view of why infrastructure, because when you put infrastructure, there's always an opportunity for what, kickbacks, commissions, I don't
Mhm.
know.
Uh-huh.
But historically, infrastructure always has pork barrel connected with it.
Yeah. So
And so
most
this
likely
is
po,
shameless. This is shameless.
I
Melo,
can understand. They may have, baka po na misread nila yung kasabihan na for every crisis comes an opportunity. Ano kaya?
well, the opportunity here, yeah. Well, for me, the bright side of it was that all the tourism stakeholders, 50 of the associations, not just in Metro Manila, but in the provinces, signed a letter saying we don't need infrastructure. We need direct assistance,
Mhm.
in the form of working capital, soft loans, what have you. And for our employees who have not been receiving salaries, some kind of a lifeline from Dole.
Aha. Okay.
No, yun.
Kung ganun po ang sistema, anong nararapat gawin ng mga nasa industriya? Dahilan sa isang reklamo rin ng ating kaibigan sa airlines, naghihingalo rin sila sa kanilang industriya. Kaya alam naman natin, maraming turista gusto makarating sa Cebu, makaikot, makapaglangoy, tapos makalipad ulit, pabalik. Hindi ho kaya dapat kasama rin sa aalalayan yung industriya ng eroplano para matiyak namang may turista tayo?
Uh, I have not read that part of the bill, no? Kasi yung tinutukan ko lang yung tourism, no? But I think there is a portion in the bill for DOTR.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
So, babantayan
Yeah.
natin kung ano
So
yan.
I think there might be something kaap. I will text you later, Melo. I have a copy of the bill here. I will
Good.
read it, and then
Opo.
I will see what is there for the airlines. But I think in Bayanihan 1, I don't know whether the airlines got something.
Aha. But anyway, anong strategy ang gagawin natin sapagkat sinasabi domestic tourism can fill the vacuum. But the problem is, will the people still have the courage to travel considering yung mga requirements ng iba't ibang LGU? Meron pang spike ng COVID-19 ngayon in certain areas, no?
Yeah. Well, I think that for Bohol and Boracay, for example, the OT and the local government have announced either October or December.
Mm-hmm.
And not just for domestic tourism, they're looking at South Korea, for example, direct to Bohol. No? Kasi Boracay and Bohol already have COVID testing centers. So at least their employees can be tested. No?
Okay.
Oo.
So,
For
may
as
pag-asa
long
pala.
So I think they're negotiating for direct flights to Aklan, to Kalibo, and to Panglao Airport in Bohol to see. But Governor Yap of Bohol did admit that this is a moving target. No? Because stop start tayo, Melo, eh. If the cases start going up, then we have to back again, no?
Yeah.
So it has to be like, but New Zealand, for example, they announced 103 days COVID-free. No? But then, all of a sudden, Auckland got cases. 103 days na sana na COVID-free ang New Zealand. So everyone was rejoicing na. Then all of a sudden, they got cases. They even had to postpone their elections, etc. No?
Yeah.
So you cannot really, this virus, you cannot predict it.
Yeah.
You can plan, but you have to be ready to adjust the minute you see that the health of the people are endangered.
Yeah. I can imagine. Ano kaya ang pwede nating gawin dahilan sa na-identify naman natin yung bilang ng mga turista from China, from South Korea, from Japan, and of course, kasama na rin yung mga galing sa Amerika. Would there be a program to induce them to come over to the Philippines? when a newspaper in Thailand said COVID land ang Pilipinas?
Well, we will need a massive information and promotions campaign in the markets that we want to attract. Once we have already conquered the virus, once we have proven that we have flattened the curve and that we are managing it well. Ang problema kasi, Nelo, wala tayong grand strategy eh. You know, yung 2-week moratorium na hiningi ng mga health workers.
Opo.
I don't know whether they jointly produced with the government and the IATF a plan to really tackle this seriously. I'm not confident that there is one.
So that is the problem.
That is the problem. The perception.
Yeah.
That
but
are not handling it.
But there's a possibility that the perception is real. Right?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ano pong pwede natin gawin? What can we do? Dahilan sa amin nagsasabi, baka nga yung datos na nilalabas hindi pa totoo, baka nga na manicure pa yan. It may just be the tip of the iceberg. So kung ganun yung sitwasyon, mas marami ang maaring may karamdaman sa Pilipinas, lalong matatakot ang turista.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's the other thing. There is no trust and confidence in the data that's being put out by the Department of Health and the IATF. You know, I suspect it's millions more. Well, I mean, thousands more that are infected. It's just that the tests are delayed. Hindi na there's a lag in the reporting after the tests are given, no?
I can imagine.
So I think that the OT is on the right track, Milo, that we should start with domestic tourism. We should continue with plans to open up domestic sites. Kaya lang, we have to streamline the requirements. Okay, so for example, if somebody has had a swab test and it's negative, should be given a health clearance and a travel pass. And this person and his companions, if they are also negative, can be allowed to go to Baguio. For example, okay?
Yeah.
Be allowed to travel from Iloilo or Capiz to Boracay and back because the resorts there have already a certificate to operate. No?
Yes.
That meaning DOT has inspected them and they have already qualified according to the new health standards.
Okay. Very good.
If you're given that authority certificate by DOT, that means your resort or your accommodation establishment has complied with the new health standards and protocols. No?
In a matter of days, it will be September, and in a matter of months, it will be December. Normally, December is associated with festivities where people gather, where people go to church, magmamano sa ninong at ninang sigun sa tradisyon. Do you think we will have that luxury this year and encourage people to travel?
I'm not confident, but miracles can still happen. But personally, I'm not confident that we will conquer this virus this year. Maybe next year.
Ano pong mensahe ninyo sa ating mga tagapanood at mga tagapakinig at mga kapatid sa media?
Ito lang masasabi ko. I hope that everybody observes the protocols. Wear your mask, social distancing, wash your hands, minimize the risk by not going out unless it's really essential, so that we help our doctors and health workers. We don't saturate the hospitals too much because they're full. Our doctors, nurses, and health workers are tired. They're exhausted. They're also getting sick. So if less of us get sick and just, or if we are sick and not so serious, we can stay home and just isolate at home. That would help very much, no? And then I think we should be vigilant. We should be good citizens by pointing out to our government what is wrong and what has to be corrected. I think we should not keep quiet if we see that, you know, our money in PhilHealth is being has disappeared. These are hard-earned contributions of our employees to PhilHealth. Tapos mawawala na lang. And then nobody will be accountable for it. Nobody will go to jail for it. Hindi naman pwede yan. We have to speak out and say that, you know, our health system is important and PhilHealth plays a key role in delivering health services. No. So, yeah, I know that it's hard to be outspoken when we are afraid of being sick and we don't have jobs. Some people don't have food. But I think we have to be very, very vigilant, especially at this time.
Opo. May papayo rin po ba kayo sa mga Pilipinong gustong maglakbay sa abroad? Yung mga ilang kakilala ko mahilig mag-cruise, mahilig dumalaw kung saan-saan. Would it be safe to go abroad these days?
I heard, I listened to Dr. Sanjay Gupta in CNN, who said that air travel is not as dangerous as one would think, because there are HEPA filters and on the plane, and the air is circulated. So that means that air travel is kind of safe, no? Now, if they are going to places that have proven that they have managed the virus, the pandemic, I think it's safe. For example, Germany, it would be one example. Parts of Australia, not the state of Victoria where Melbourne is, they're under lockdown, but other parts of Australia are safe. I can't say the same for the US, where many Filipinos might want to go to visit friends and relatives because the pandemic is raging in the US. So certain destinations, there is a list by the World Tourism Organization of about 80 plus destinations that are already ready to receive visitors.
All right.
So if they want to travel abroad, they look up the website and see what are those 87 destinations.
Okay. Yung pong cruise sa mga barko?
I think that might be a big question mark because you're confined in a space, you know. It might not be ready right now. The cruise cruise tourism might not be so good right now.
Well, thank you very much, Secretary Narzalina Lim, for your time. I look forward to more updates from your end. I wish you the best of health. And let's talk about other issues sa mga susunod na panahon. Thank you very much, Secretary.
Okay, Melo.
Magandang araw po sa inyo at maraming salamat. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.